Action Comics issue 1004 follows Clark as he meets with Perry regarding his Red Cloud story. Perry wants Clark to take the day off after his episode the other day, but Clark says that he's fine, getting back to work on the story as Robinson asks him how he's feeling. She also talks about her own story and how she's got a quote from Superman, and Clark suggests that maybe they join their leads and put the story together. Perry yells for Clark to come into his office, and going inside he finds Trish Q waiting, eager to show Clark a picture of Lois Lane meeting with Lex Luthor at a hotel in Chicago. Trish wants a response from Clark, but Perry puts an end to the questioning since this is the type of gossip news that the Daily Planet won't report. Kicking Trish out of his office, Perry wonders if she can fire her and tells Clark that he went against every editorial bone in his body hiring her, and all she does is snoop around Clark, who has since snuck out of Perry's office. Ducking into a stationary room, Clark changes into his Superman costume, but stops for a moment, wondering if Lois's building has a balcony. The night before, Clark confronts his disguised wife in Chicago, wanting to know how long she's been back. Lois says that she wasn't safe in space, but John is. Since people are beginning to watch, they head back to Lois's apartment, where Clark tells his wife he lost the communication device in his battle with Rogol Zaar. Lois knew as much already, and when talk turns to John, Lois excitedly explains how once John got into space, he sort of grew up, and that Jor-El was right, that getting him into space would free John up immensely. Clark still wants to know why his wife didn't come home, and Lois says that she loves the life she's had and chose to be a wife and mother, but with all the recent crazy events, they have revealed that they cannot and will never have a normal family, and she doesn't know why they keep trying to act like they are. She says that normal life rules don't apply to them, and she still needs to write, and for the first time in years, she doesn't have her son that needs her or her husband that needs her, and she has a story to write. Clark, however, says that he does need her. After spending the night together, Lois says that they aren't breaking up, but they both have important work to do. Clark says that he wants things to be back to normal, and before Lois can answer him, he speeds off to deal with a breakout in Iron Heights. Racing back to Lois, who says that they will figure out their situation, but for now she has to write a book and Clark has to save everything he can get his hands on. In the present, Clark hears gunshots from out in the bullpen and finds a woman trying to kill Trish for what she's done to her life. Racing in, Superman stops the unhinged woman before meeting with Jimmy and Perry, telling them that he locked the woman in Iron Heights. Superman helps Trish, saying no one deserves what happened to her, and that maybe she should take the day off and maybe see one of the psychiatric people Superman is happy to point her to. Superman then turns to Robinson, asking how she is after their last ordeal before saying goodbye to Perry, but not before checking the editor for lung cancer, which he is clear from. Heading back to Lois, Clark finds that the Daily Planet posted the picture of her and Lex. Clark wonders how he found her before he did, and Lois reminds him that Lex is very smart. Lois does say that he heard about the book and was concerned about what was in it regarding him and their history. Grabbing his wife, Clark flies into the night sky, where he says that he's feeling like his old self again, and maybe he likes this new development in their relationship. He wants to read her book, but Lois isn't ready, and kinda shocked and a bit upset that Cat Grant managed to read it first before anyone else. High in the sky now, Clark tells his wife to never let go of him, and Lois says she never will. Action Comics issue 1004 answered the big question posed by Brian Michael Bendis back in his Man of Steel series. Are Lois and Clark still a couple, or will they split up? The answer, of course, is yes, they are still a couple, and no, they won't be splitting up, like any normal person would know they wouldn't be doing. I found the reasoning behind Lois hiding out and being separated from her husband for a little while actually quite decent. Although Bendis' explanation on possibly aging up John, however, didn't make much sense to me, since if all it took was for John to be taken into outer space away from his parents and Earth to grow and mature, shouldn't he already be like a more mature super son, since, you know, he's currently out having adventures in space with Robin in the Adventures of the Super Sons book, which takes place before this, so not a lot of reasoning there, and obviously Bendis isn't keeping up to date with what's happening with that, which is plainly obvious. It's a paper-thin reasoning, and it really doesn't sit right. I'm happy this issue, however, addressed that big question of Lois and Clark, and hopefully now people will stop saying Bendis is committing character assassination and ruining the Superman family, because he really isn't. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the book depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.